Well, good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and we are here with you as usual. And it's beautiful because we have beautiful people out there watching us right now.
Yes, indeed. And we promise to do our bit. We promise to make it worth your while and, of course, bring you a potpourri of information and, of course, loads of fun. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Ope. It's Christmas time.
Yes, indeed.
And
so,
we like that feeling, and we just keep trying to remind you that it's Christmas.
Yes, we do. There's a lot happening all over the internet on this Christmas matter, and we're on the internet as well. Of course, we're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook
as well. Of course, you can check us out at TVC Connect. Now, of course, we are going to be giving out gifts, hopefully, sometime soon, over the next few days.
Very soon.
So don't forget, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria when you're tweeting at us or sending us a post on Facebook or Instagram.
Now, we hold breakfast very dearly. It's very dear to our hearts. And we always make sure that there's someone with the chef to make sure all our interests are covered. We always have MM in the kitchen with us. And, well, hey, MM, where's the chef at?
I guess she's stuck in traffic. Hello, guys. How are you doing this
Chef
morning?
is stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
No.
Seems to be, well, she's basically running late.
MM, let me just give you a recipe. Eggs, milk, some noodles.
Wow. Okay.
Bread.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Noodles
really?
and bread? Wow.
Really?
Flour, just, you know.
Only Yomi eats noodles and bread.
Put something together and let's have, oh yeah, some pepper, don't forget some pepper.
Dear me. Was that a recipe?
Well, it's, as we all know, this is like one of the most important elements for the show, so she'll definitely be here to serve you people watching.
Can't
But
wait.
we trust you now, MM. We know that you can deliver some way or the other. But we're going straight to this morning's highlights.
Yes, indeed. We're kicking off the show with news from the world of entertainment. Now you can trust we'll be bringing you the scoop on the recent happenings in that area.
Exactly. Also, the entire TVC Communications family came together last Friday, and indeed it was a night to remember. We saw the craziest things that night.
Oh, dear me, some beautiful moments from that event will be coming to you. And that's not all. Our etiquette guru, Janet Adetu, will be here shortly. She'll be giving us a tutorial on how to go about corporate gifting ideas.
Yeah, and just to make sure it's not all talk, we have a musical performance lined up for you as well from Maxam. We'll also be talking parenting today, touching on the topic of apologizing to your children. Wow.
A very delicate one there.
I apologize.
Yes, indeed. And we have a little eye candy for the ladies as well. You know I'm always all about that. Now, it's all about Taiwo Jasper Okeowo today. He'll be joining us for a chat.
That's Taiwo Jasper there.
Jasper. Okay.
Showing his stuff.
Why do we always have to promote violence in our movies?
Who said you are always promoting violence?
No, there's infinitely more violence.
There's a lot of violence in a lot of Nollywood movies.
Really?
See
this table that
So one of my New Year resolutions, guys, is no one should shove their opinions down my throat. It's my opinion. So you keep your opinion to yourself. I'll keep mine to myself.
Of course, but we are saying that comedy comes up and they say, okay, there's too much comedy. Humans will never be satisfied. Do what if that's what I feel like filmmakers, whatever rocks your boat, man. I mean, King of Boys came up and everybody's like, okay, the first everybody goes, Ebony Live, we're doing too many comedies, we're tired of all the comedy, let's get something real. And then King of Boys comes up and they say, it's too violent, taking us back to the old Nollywood. What do you want?
Well, you have
I liked King of Boys. King of Boys was a beautifully written
but everybody
movie.
goes, no, but majority of them say
beautifully
this is old
scripted.
Nollywood.
I loved the
You
movie.
Want, something.
Okay, so the issue is being real in movies, being as real as possible. The reality is there is a lot of violence in our environment. That's the truth. So if as a filmmaker or if a screenwriter, you want to make sure you are very real. You want to make your
talk about Hollywood movies because there are a lot of Hollywood movies that are actually depicting what they intend to do like in the next 3, 4, 5 years. They are basically not living most of their realities, but stuff that they hope would happen in the nearest future. And eventually happens if you're actually looking at, if you actually look at Hollywood movies in the last maybe 5, 10, 15 years, even in the past years, you'd notice that many of those movies are actually what, you know, are actually happening right now.
Okay,
so live in the future. Let's try to open our minds. I feel like we can do better because we are good at what we do in every area that we find ourselves, whether it is movies, music, arts, whatever.
Yeah,
so if you talk
maybe
about...
MM should become like a movie producer.
Yeah.
Produce a movie or two.
Yes, indeed. You've hit the nail on the head because those fantastic futuristic movies are very hard to put together, even abroad. Talk less of here in Nigeria.
But we
if you're talking about being very good, music probably, yes. We're there with the best of the world. When it comes to movies, man,
we're still a long way.
Oh boy, really long.
Wow.
All right.
Well, we'll never reach.
We have to go to the news now. Fadi has her perfect makeup on this morning, and we like it.
Well, it's the top of the hour. Good morning, Nigeria. Unidentified gunmen have shot and critically injured the chairman of the Nigeria Union of Teachers in Taraba State. Peter Julius is now in critical condition and is receiving treatment at a specialist hospital in Jalingo. The attack took place along the Garing-Dogo village in Lao local government area of the state. The police public relations officer, David Misal, has confirmed the incident. Misal revealed the NUT chairman was in a company of 3 of his relatives when attackers opened fire on their moving vehicle. He assured the public that the command is trailing the perpetrators in view to bringing them to book. Legal matters. The Federal High Court in Lagos has adjourned arraignment of the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Paul Usoro, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, until the 18th of December. The EFCC informed Justice Muslim Sule Hassan that the lawyer has been evading service of the 1.4 billion naira fraud charge instituted against him by the commission. Counsel to the NBA president, Wole Olanikpekun, argued that as his client is in court, the service should be effected on him personally in the courtroom, but the EFCC's counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, insisted that he was not in a position to effect the said service in court since the charge is with the Commission's investigative officer in Abuja. And on the basis of the argument, the judge then ordered the Commission to effect service of the charge on Paul Usoro. The EFCC had planned to arraign the NBA boss over allegation of fraud to the tune of 1.4 billion naira owed by the Akwa Ibom state government. Members of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, in Akwa Ibom State have continued to increase. Now, this is because 31 chapter chairmen of the All Progressives Congress, the APC party, and their executives defected to the PDP at a grand rally in Uyo, the state capital. The defection was led by the former chapter chairman, Joseph Ama. And the presidential candidate of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, Obi Ezekwesili, has asked the National Assembly to override the president's refusal to assent the Electoral Amendment Act bill. President Buhari had declined to sign the Electoral Amendment bill for fear of disrupting plans already in place for the 2019 elections. He had also asked Nigeria's federal parliament to make more revisions. Obi Ezekwesili says the president should rethink his decision, which she describes as against the tenets of democracy. She said the card reader will checkmate irregularities in the coming election. Amnesty International has drawn up a picture of what the human rights situation in Nigeria is as the country joined the rest of the world in commemorating the International Human Rights Day. The rights group says enforced disappearance, unlawful killings, torture and unlawful detention, armed conflict and violence against women are on the high in Nigeria. The group says the rights of lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex people, as well as the death penalty, communal violence, forced evictions, oil pollution in the Niger Delta have put Nigeria on the map of countries to be probed for rights offences. And that's it on the news this hour. I am Fadi Shola Shotingwa.
All right, it's time for us to take a look at the newspaper headlines, starting with this day. Aided by non-oil sector, GDP rises to 1.81% in Q3. Oil production climbs to 1.9 million barrels per day. And we still have some stories here on this day. Mohammed Obasanjo's support for Atiku will end in defeat. INEC says politicians sandwich naira in bread to buy votes.
Wow.
So instead of mayonnaise or
wow.
peanut butter, you put naira in there. That's much better. It tastes much better than, than butter. So politicians sandwich naira in bread, says INEC. Stop harassment of political opponents, Secondus tells Magu. Alleges Atiku, others slated for arrest. Presidency, EFCC deny allegations. And finally, override president's veto on electoral bill, Agbakoba urges National Assembly. That's what we have on the cover of this day.
The Punch newspaper is next. It has the headline, Obasanjo's support won't save Atiku from defeat, say the federal government. Buhari can't match Atiku in character integrity, says PDP. Our free Lagosians from godfatherism, says Agbaje. Kidnappers kill Ondo Poly lecturer over late payment of ransom. It says here, CBN stops Forex for fertilizer importation. An interesting choice there. It also says on Ogun, PDP kicks as Kashamu gets party's governorship flag. FAN suspends service interruption in 3 airports by Courtney denies owing agency. Then finally, it says here, truck crushes 4 traders to death in Ibadan. Sad one there. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
All right, let's check out the Nigerian Tribune. 2019, how vote buying will be tackled, says INEC. Plans new customized ballot papers. Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Ezekwesili Agbakoba say Buhari wrong not to sign bill. And why effective leadership is dwindling in Nigeria, says Dogara. Court dismisses Oni's suit against Fayemi's eligibility. Obasanjo's candidate will be roundly defeated in 2019, says federal government. Why I defeated Jonathan in 2015, says Buhari. How Adelabu became my choice 12 hours before APC primaries, says Ajimobi. And finally, EFCC arrests ex-Governor Orji's son over alleged money laundering. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
The Daily Sun is the paper I have next. It says, federal government fires back at Obasanjo. Buhari will defeat your candidate in 2019. More on page 6. It also says on vote buying, Saraki Dogara tackles security agencies. How we'll solve the problem, says the INEC boss. Grand corruption, Nigeria's greatest problem, according to Oshimbajo. And it also says here, Boko Haram perpetrating heinous crimes in the northeast, according to Buratai. Amnesty International demands probe prosecution of insurgents. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
All right, let's check out the Vanguard. Boko Haram, federal government shielding military officials, insurgents, says Amnesty International. $1 trillion paid in bribes, $2.6 trillion stolen annually worldwide, says the UN. Buhari never ordered freezing of obese accounts, says presidency. Can meets Buhari Atiku, 12 others behind closed doors. 41 items policy. CBN bans fertilizer imports from Forex market. My identity has been cloned, says Wale Soyinka. And how we will deliver clean election without new electoral bill, says INEC. Tinubu's my friend, but I'll free Lagos from Alpha Beta, says Agbaje. And the legislative aides write EFCC, Buhari over unpaid allowances. Anglican bishops to Buhari declare killer herdsmen as terrorist group. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Up next is The Guardian. Anger over alleged EFCC raid on residents of Atiku's sons. PDP, others condemn biased anti-graft campaign. Agency denies report. It's fake news, says presidency. Faltering oil prices set Naira budget on a risky path. Distort exchange rate convergence. Federal government records another 425 billion Naira revenue shortfall. Lagos Oshubi airports operate as FAN suspends the shutdown. I had a feeling it wouldn't last long. Oil marketers suspend planned strike, oppose part payments. And finally, INEC forecloses use of incident forms in 2019 polls. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, The Nation is next with the headline, 2019 knocks for Obasanjo over anti-Buhari comment. Anti-Buhari. And ex-president not properly briefed, says government. Endorsement doesn't win elections. And then we have some statements there from a number of party stalwarts. Reject desperate candidates. Can advises Nigerians. Witness, Dr. Brown's flying doctors operates deceitfully. Oni's case crumbles as court okays Fayemi. And Kwara APC PDP in row over trader money. Finally, CBN EFCC to punish forex policy violators. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
The New Telegraph is paper with me next. It says here, PDP raises the alarm. Federal government planning Atiku Saraki Dogara Secondus arrest. Presidency says you're a leader, expert in fake news. Confusion over EFCC's raid on Atiku's son's apartment. EFCC said how we arrested T.A. Orji's son seized a 100 million naira car. On 2019, INEC devises measure to avert vote buying. Yakubu says we don't buy votes, we don't sell or buy votes, it says here. And finally, court dismisses Oni's eligibility case against Fayemi. That's what we have on the New Telegraph.
Well, I think that's about all that we can take. The newspapers are full of different headlines, different stories, so make sure you pick up a copy and read for yourself.
Yes, indeed. There was a headline I actually missed out on the New Telegraph. It says on the strike, both Total, Mobil, 24 fuel marketers ignore DAPMAN as federal government breaks fuel marketers' ranks.
Exactly. You can just drive in and buy petrol in all those locations.
Yeah.
I think that's about all that we can take. And we're heading over to the kitchen now where MM is there with Chef Ayola.
Hi guys, thank you very much. All right, so with me here in the kitchen is Chef Ayola of AY Subs. And when you hear a 4-course meal in one, you definitely know that Chef Ayola is in the building. So this morning we are making something very interesting. It's a whole lot. And she calls it seasoned potatoes with fish cakes, eggs, and sauce. Eggs and sauce, guys. Mm-hmm. All right, and on your screen right there are the ingredients, but let's run through them one more time.
Okay. So we're just having regular not Irish potatoes, sorry. As you can tell, I'm not completely there yet this morning, but yeah, we're having sweet potatoes done as wedges, and we just season it and grill it. So when I say wedges, I'm just going to cut it a bit bigger than the regular chip size, and I will parboil it a little bit because we don't have all day to wait for it to get grilled in the oven. I'll season it and toss it in the oven until it gets done. And then we'll make our fish cakes. We have to boil this fish first, debone it, and then I'll explain the process of making the fish cakes as we go along.
So what are we using? What are the ingredients you're working with for the fish cakes?
Okay, we're using flours, onions, a little bit of garlic, seasoning cubes, and that's it, really, and an egg. And then we'll form it into like a little patty, like a burger bun. And then we fry it.
I told you guys earlier that today's breakfast is a whole lot. It's a wholesome meal. All right, so what about the eggs and then our sauce?
You know me and sauces now. I always like to do a little bit of something spicy on the side because I'm a chili head. So I'm just going to make the eggs as basic as possible. And then I'll do a side sauce just in case, the fish cakes get a bit, overpowering. You kind of need something to melt the sweet potatoes. That's where the eggs and the sauce comes in. Okay,
so can we just get to work? Because there's a whole lot.
It's not.
That needs a lot of explaining, apparently. But let's get to it. Because I see that you're working with Irish potatoes here and sweet potatoes. So I'm not exactly sure.
I always get carried away. I always get carried away.
Are we using potatoes?
This is our main. This is our main stuff. But I was just going to show you behind closed doors how to make like a fishy mash.
All right, great. Great.
Yes, yeah. So right now what I'm doing is essentially trying to make sure this fish is as clean as possible.
So can we use any kind of fish basically for this?
As long as it's easy to debone, because I find like a lot of fishes are very hard to debone. Titus is very, very
easy.
You know, he has a lot of fish.
Guys, please shower.
Oh, you don't want to
shower.
You don't want to
have bones in it.
Even croaker. I don't think croaker is as good as mackerel.
But croaker is not bad.
It's a very light fish.
And it's a pretty healthy fish.
It is what it is. It's fish.
Right.
It's fish. But yeah, you
All
can
right,
use...
so what are you using the flour for, though?
I'm using it to cake up the fish.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know,
so
when
like
when you have crab cakes or prawn cakes, it has like a
so now
crispy
it actually
finish.
kind of puts it in perspective what exactly you want to do with the flour.
Exactly, Mundo.
All right. So what are we starting with exactly?
Okay, what I'm trying to do, this is frozen, by the way.
All right.
My hands are like so cold, but
okay, do you need me to help you out with anything?
Okay, what you can do is actually get a bit of water in the pan so that we can start boiling the fish. I've basically cleaned most of it.
Okay.
So
you just need water to rinse this out?
Yes, and no, to put on the fire to start heating up a little bit. Right. So you put a bit of salt.
I'll do that for you.
A little bit of
salt. How much water do you need? Little water.
Half of that. Sorry, darling.
Like really hot.
My God, my hands are very cold.
Oh yeah, that's AY Subs for you. She knows how to do that kind of thing. She knows how to put her hand through fire, and it just goes in.
But I don't work well with cold stuff. Imagine that.
Yeah, right. What planet are you from, though? Like, seriously?
Okay, then you can put like a stock cube and a little bit of salt in the water.
Okay, so I'm just going to do that for you.
Thank you.
I don't see salt here, though. What is salt?
Somewhere.
Maybe you forgot that. It's fine. Okay, so
just a little bit of salt, not too much, because you'll get overpowering.
How many cubes?
Just one.
Okay, just one. So
because you know fish is very light, so if we get carried away with the seasoning, it will become salty.
True.
Yeah. So I'm just going. I've just rinsed that. This is the third time I'm rinsing this, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna chuck that in. You can even break it up if you wanted to, because I mean you're gonna end up deboning it. You don't need the shape to get retained.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't like this bit. I don't know why people do that.
When we're done boiling the fish, when it's ready, we're going to wrap it in flour?
No, we're going to debone it.
Debone it?
Yeah, we have to take out all the bones and mash it up into small bits. Then we'll put it in a bowl, put half an egg, which is very tricky. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk all 3 eggs first. Okay. Take a little bit of it and pour it in the fish.
Okay.
Dice a bit of onions, a little bit of garlic. Okay. Season it a little bit, and then put a bit of flour and make it into like a flat patty. That's it, really.
All right. That's a whole lot going on the show this morning. Breakfast this morning is going to be lit.
Amen,
guys.
amen, amen to that.
It's going to be lit. Well, we have to go on a quick commercial break, people. Stay with us this morning on the show. Welcome back, people. Mike Sam is a Nigerian gospel singer who has been in the music industry for many years. And this morning, of course, to put us in the Christmas mood, and you watching, of course, she's going to be performing Mariah Carey's Holy Nights. All right, take it away.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of a dear Savior's birth. Long live the war and sin and error pining to ear peace. And soul for this world, a heart, a tree of hope. The real world rejoices anew yonder. New glorious morn, fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. Oh, nine divine. Oh, nine when Christ was born. Oh, nine It was an holy night. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, a tree of hope, the weary one rejoices, yonder breeze, a glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh yeah, the angels' voices. Oh nine divine. Oh nine. Oh nine divine. Oh nine that the Christ was born. Oh nine divine.
Girl got us all emotional in the studio. Like, what? That's how to put us in a Christmas mood.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody watching right now appreciates what you just did. Oh my gosh, I am blown away. I am blown away. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you because I already know you started from choir.
Yeah, obviously.
Right, okay.
Obviously.
All right, so have you released any album yet?
Actually, we're on that on the studio right now.
Okay.
But we did a live recording for this year, and which December, you guys should watch out. I'm supposed to bring out a single. Single will be out. The old works is going on right now to be out for December. Yeah.
Any collaborations?
Yes, yes, with some great singers. I don't want to say their name. Don't worry, just
Why? All right, she's
Watch
keeping
out,
us
it's
guessing.
cooking.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
All right, so why gospel music though?
Okay, why gospel music? Because it's a different thing from the music because I believe it's a ministry. It's a purpose where God has called me to be. Fine, the voice is there, the skills and all of that is there, but there's actually a difference from the voice is there and you have the anointing of God and God hands upon you.
Wow.
So that's why you just have to. The thing is, I tried other music also. While coming up, you know, I tried doing secular, like some
music?
bands,
Okay.
yeah, repertoire, but I just found out that there was no peace. Yeah, so until I just said, okay, hello girl, you need to go back to purpose.
You need to go back to where God is calling, what God is calling you to do.
Yes,
which is really great.
Yeah, so that's why.
All right. So what's the response been like so far? Do you get to minister at places and people come to you and like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I was so touched by your ministration.
Well, testimonies, they are mind-blowing because I'm amazed most times after the ministration. You know, people come up to me to say, Ma, I was really blessed. And some persons, when they come, they'll feel like, I came in with this, I came in with that, but when you were ministering, I felt peace, it was over. I like, all glory to Jesus, Yahweh did it.
Oh, great stuff. Who's your favorite gospel music artist right now?
Which, Nigeria?
Anyone, anyone.
Okay, anyone. I would say Jacqueline Carr.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
she's. I love her dexterity, voice-wise, and she has so much power in her.
In her voice.
Yeah, so it's something I admire so much.
And you want to be like her?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you so much, Max.
Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Join us this morning. Oh,
Yeah.
my, I'm not going to forget that performance in a really long time. Thank you so much for blessing
darling.
us this morning.
Thank you.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Now, one thing I do know is that around this time of year, I look forward to the gifts. Yes, I do. But then again, there is
gifting etiquette, and anything to do with etiquette, there's only one person I'll ask. Janet Adetu, welcome
Thank you so
to
much.
the studio one more time.
And season's greetings.
Yes, same to you. You're already looking very Christmassy.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yes,
All right.
everybody likes a gift, and this is the season of giving. So Christmas is the time when you really are looking for what kind of gift you want to give to somebody. Now we have a host of gifts here.
Yeah.
Some are female, some are male.
Okay.
But what I want to say about when it comes to giving gifts, it's really important to know who are you giving this gift to. Okay. So if it's an individual, for instance, know a bit about the person, the personality of the person. What are their attributes, their hobbies? What do they like and what do they not like? If it's a personal gift. If it's a corporate gift, a lot of things you have to recognize there. Okay. You need to first remember what is the corporate policy of that organization. Because some organizations, because of corporate governance, they will tell you they don't take expensive gifts. Gifts have to be a certain amount before they will receive it. Otherwise, they're not allowed, and I'm talking about executives, they're not allowed to take certain kinds of gifts. All right, so we talked about the personality of the person. You have to remember, let's even look at the men's one. When it comes to gifts as well, remember religion. A lot of people like their drink, but remember, if you're giving somebody who, by religious connotation, they don't drink, there's no point in giving them a bottle of wine to drink, all right? But with men, we have a host of gifts. Be mindful when you're giving gifts to a man. If it's a colleague, let it be official, all right? Official gifts, don't let them be too personal. And I say official gifts, you could give something like a photo frame, you could give like a tablet, okay? You could give something like, do they like listening to music? Maybe they have their favorite jazz music or old school music, a set of CDs would be nice. You see, it becomes personal in the office when you're giving them something like perfume. All right, be mindful of how you give perfume unless the person is very close to you and not official. Perfume, a tie, a bow tie, cufflinks, a shirt if you know their size. Be mindful of size when it comes to shirts. So sometimes you might dig around for information. What's the next size and things like that. Be mindful not to give, these are taboo,
boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts. That's really too personal when it comes to giving a man a gift. But there's so many things you can give a man, like for example, this is a travel set, a kit. So you can wear your luggage like this, you can, strap your luggage, you can padlock your luggage. This is a useful gift for an executive who is looking for something that is going to be useful for him all year round.
I can see a wristwatch.
Yes,
there.
a wristwatch. Men love their wristwatches, okay? And they love their pens. Those are perfect gifts for men, depending on who the person is. All right, so be mindful of official and personal gifts.
So I just want to break it down a little. You said a tie might be a bit too personal for a corporate.
It depends on who the person is. Like for example, if it's your boss, you're not going to give your boss perfume. Because that sends a wrong message. It's a bit too sensitive, it's a bit too personal. Even when it comes to clothes that he's going to wear as well, it's also a bit too sensitive as well. So things like this, wearing, be mindful. Things that he can use even in the house, like this is something that can be placed in the office or in the house. It's a household item. So household items are also geared for men as well. Like I said, a tablet that they can use. But when it comes to women, we like to, we're always looking for something to wear at Christmas time. So material, fabric, this kind of Ankara fabric or lace is also beautiful. A head tie, if you want to give them a head tie, this is also beautiful. They're looking for something to wear. Now, we also love our jewelry. This is beads. Now, we all love our jewelry. And when it comes to jewelry, we're always mixing and matching. This is perfect for a woman, okay? Not to mention our watches. This is a whole set with a watch, earrings, and a bracelet. Perfect for a woman. Women love their shoes, but be mindful. You have to find out the size of the person before you buy them shoes, right? A handbag is always perfect at Christmas time. So a handbag is good. You know what? Nothing wrong with buying somebody a book, all right? A book to read, CDs to listen to. But then again, I say to play it safe. If you're buying a gift for the family, buy household items like a set of cutlery, a set of a dinner set, plates. These are glasses that they could use, But what's key about gifting is making sure that you present it well, all right? Present it wrapped, okay? That's important. But let's remember one thing. It's not about how expensive that gift is. All right, it's the thought that counts. Quality is also very important. Don't try to buy a gift because you're trying to send a message or you're trying to be accepted. All right, and sometimes it means it's too fancy, it's too pricey, you know, and it really looks expensive. You don't want to do that at all.
Okay, you mentioned something about it being a bit too personal to give perfume to a man in the
Yes.
office. There are some perfumes here.
Yeah.
For
Perfume
women.
is great for a woman if a woman is giving it. If a man is giving a woman perfume in the office, again too, I also consider that a bit sensitive.
Okay.
If you're giving your wife, your sister, you know, a close family member, perfect.
Okay.
But let's remember one thing. Always take off the price tag. Whenever
Okay,
you
why-
buy a
why
gift.
is that? Why is that?
You know, sometimes some people like to leave it because it tells them, well, I value you this much because that's how I spent this amount of money on this gift.
Okay.
Therefore, when you're buying me a gift, I want something close to that range.
Oh,
it
so it's
sort
like
of
you're
sends
sending-
that kind of message. Sometimes it's accidental. You
Okay.
might forget the price tag on it, but it's always important to take the price tag off that gift
Before you wrap it.
Women love a box of chocolates.
Yes, we do.
Why not? You know, it's not about how expensive, once again, it's the thought that counts. Always make sure at Christmas, I always think add a card to your gift so that
really?
people know who it's coming from.
Isn't
Yes.
it getting old school to give cards?
It is, but it's a little bit of, you know, formality,
Okay,
tradition,
okay.
you know, and sometimes because you get so many gifts, if you don't put a card there, sometimes they don't know who sent
Sent it.
that gift,
Okay.
you know, and be mindful of regifting. Some people don't like the gifts that they get and they end up giving it to someone else. It could be expired, it could be obsolete, it could be old-fashioned.
Okay.
Be mindful of who you're giving that gift to because the person really counts, and people really appreciate when you've given them a little thought about the gift you're giving them. It's like our husbands wanting to give us gifts.
Okay.
They have to know what we like, right?
Of course.
And they always don't.
They always get it wrong.
They always get it wrong.
Okay, so
oh, yes.
these,
yes.
I've had my eye on this for a
Cashmere
while.
scarves, yes, absolutely. And even this chiffon scarf as well can go with anything.
Yeah.
So this
This actually goes with what you're wearing.
absolutely, yes, it's an accessory. So gifts that people can use around this Christmas time and in the new year are the ideal type of gift to give people. Something that's useful, yes, not something that they're going to pack away
Yeah.
in one corner.
All right then, so let me just go over this just one more time. So for
Yes.
men, you know, you have things like watches, you have things like tablets,
tablets, yeah.
clocks, and
Pens.
other things. Pens, very
Yes,
important. Pens.
very
We talked
important.
about pens some
Yes,
weeks ago.
a man loves his pen.
Yes, indeed.
A good pen.
For women, we have lovely pieces of jewelry,
Yeah.
Bracelets, a watch set. I love the earrings, by the way.
Yes.
I love this
The
purse
bag,
as well.
yep, shoes,
So
fabric.
much.
Yep,
You've
this
given me some
Christmas.
ideas.
Yes, yes.
And
for the family, again, like I say, a photo frame, a picture that they can put on their wall, something that's going to be useful in the kitchen is ideal for the family.
thank you so much, Janet, for coming to the studio one more time. Loads of great gifting ideas. Hopefully, we've given you a little bit of inspiration today. We have to head back
Merry
into the
Christmas.
studio.
Merry Christmas!
All right, welcome back to the kitchen, guys. Amazing stuff happening there at the garden with Janet Adetu. All right, so here in the kitchen with me is Chef Ayola of AY Sobs. And this morning we are making seasoned potatoes with fish cakes, egg, and sauce. Yes, it's a wholesome meal we're serving you with this morning as breakfast. And on your screen right there are the ingredients. So, AY Sobs.
Yes.
What's up?
What's up?
All right, so no, my brains are shutting down right now. So far. Can we just get to where we're at right now? Because the preparation for this meal is a whole lot, people.
Okay,
Just so you know.
we're basically done. I'm
With
trying
the
to
fish.
figure out, which one we can just show.
Okay.
In case, people just can't actually debone a fish.
Wow.
So
I don't think
there's
anyone...
There's a technique to this,
Oh, there is? Are you showing us the technique? Are you teaching us
I
the
will
technique?
try.
Because I've been doing a lot of, I just incorporated fish into Elsie's diet.
Okay.
So I've been deboning a lot of fish.
Okay.
So I'm just going to, maybe you have a special technique for your...
There's a way that they teach you how to fillet fish, like professionally, like in cooking school and stuff. But usually you have to do it before you boil it, or before you don't even cut the fish at all.
Okay.
So from what I understand, I don't know if you can see this fish. This is like the middle fish.
Okay.
And then if you look at it, you can see that the bone line goes like this.
Yeah.
So we know that titus, the bone is like this. So we can never do anything that would essentially not take us to go like that. And then if the fish was whole, we'll cut off the fins on the side.
Okay.
But we'll cut off the fins and make sure we cut off a little bit of the fish, like part of the fish we cut off.
Put it this way so
yeah.
people can see
So if I was going to cut that with
Okay.
a knife before I actually started boiling it, I would have gone as far as this. But Nigerians will tell you that you just wasted
a whole lot of
someone's
fish, actually. That's me.
fish.
I'm going to say that.
So, like, what should happen is if the fish is how we think it is, there should be no bone left here. And we know that the bone is in the middle. So if I open that up now, as we all know,
It's easier to take off the fish.
The bone is going to stay together in the middle. We should have that one got away.
Okay. That's the one that got away.
Yeah. Something that always has to spoil your shine when you're trying to show off.
Right.
It just didn't work out.
Okay.
I'll show you guys next time. And Titus is in
Okay. So
cheap fish.
Okay, so what do we do with that quickly?
I'm going to try and debone it. And what I was saying was, seeing as we're still waiting for, we're going to have to wait for our fish to cool down before we do our fish cakes. Oh. So what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to show the viewers how to do another type of fish cake, but we're going to use potatoes and fish.
Okay.
So
I'm going to make use of flour as well.
Yes, yes.
And then what's the lime here for?
For fish? I don't know. Lime goes better with fish, and because I'll have a little bit of whole pieces left over, I figured that whoever the guest is might be really posh. I want to drizzle a bit of lime on it.
Okay. So can we quickly show our viewers how to make your fish cake? But this time it's a potato fish cake.
Okay, I beg you do me a favor.
We're using Irish potatoes because it's almost ready.
Do me a favor, please.
What do you need?
I need you to please help me strain out the potatoes.
Strain out. That's take out the water.
The Irish potatoes, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So can we just walk through the process quickly?
Okay.
Of what we're gonna do.
All right. I've got some eggs that are broken into a bowl here.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is, because I only need a little bit, because I'm only gonna show the viewers like a little portion. Can you help me whisk the eggs, and then we'll probably just take out like 1 tablespoon of egg and put it in the fish.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So guys, just in case you're just joining us, because Ayola is making me work my hands off, basically.
It's not that bad.
Well, we're making seasoned potatoes, fish cakes, eggs, and sauce. I'm sure we can all make eggs and
exactly.
sauce. So we're focusing on how to make the fish cakes this morning.
Okay, and while you're doing that for me, I'm gonna try and incorporate. Don't do this at home, by the way, because my hands don't work. Like, it's hot, but don't try it at home.
They don't work for cold stuff, but they work for hot stuff.
Yes, I'm just gonna try and, and Emma, I think you were right. Some of these potatoes are not as soft as I would like them, but I can find some to use.
Okay. Because I know very much that Irish potatoes actually take a while before they're cooked.
It does, but it's so...
All right. Okay. So once that is ready, what next do we do?
A little bit of egg.
Okay, so guys, quickly we have to go on a quick commercial break. I'm sorry we got so carried away here in the kitchen. There's more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Really? MM is holding it back.
No, I'm not actually.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Because, you know, I've always wondered what people, I'm sorry, Mike. But I've actually always wondered what women who actually go through domestic violence and all sorts of violence, what they go through.
I think it's terrible, especially people that are victims under either men or women.
Or women,
that are significantly stronger than them.
Yeah. But is there a possibility that you don't see the signs even when you're in a relationship, like during a courtship?
Well,
because you do. And
there's a video trending of a guy who rakes his girlfriend. Allegedly, she cheated on him. And I'm of the belief that you're single until you're married.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you are single until you're married. If you go into a form, you won't write, you are single until you're married. And then
status single, there's no relationship.
Girlfriend.
Or like on Facebook, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
How can you cheat on someone you're not married to? It's not possible.
Wow. Oh, Mike.
This particular table you're shaking,
it's semantics, it's true, man. There's not enough time. By the way, big shout out to that. That carol was a lovely carol, by the way.
Yes, it was.
So I want to, so some of us that are doing carol concert these days. So now we've remixed so much of our traditional carols.
Don't go there.
So you go to a carol
Don't
concert.
go there,
And you seem like
Mike.
it's like a small doctor concert.
Mike, don't go there.
Wait, let me finish
Mike,
now. Let me
don't
finish
go
now.
there.
Let me
I
finish.
see. I'm
Let me finish
going
now.
to step on
Sorry,
this table
sorry,
that
now.
you're shaking, and I'm going to break it.
No, what I'm saying is that, see, the traditional, we love the Oh Holy Night, we love the Silent Night.
Exactly.
Give us the traditional Christmas feel. No, when you remix the Christmas song so much that you come for carol and say, hey, Oh Holy Night, yo. Is this carol concert I came for? Our small doctor concert. The Silent Night, Oh Holy Night.
Please, which concert did you go
So, no, wait,
I'm
wait
trying-
a minute.
I'm trying to figure out.
No, Mike is directing
So it
this
looks like
at me.
both of you were like,
See, Mike, I'm going to tell you just in case you don't know. We've had so much of regular carol
Christmas,
songs,
yeah, carol songs.
We need to, infuse a little bit of jazz to it. Add a little razzmatazz to
At least
it.
do
Give it a
jazz.
different kind of feel.
Do jazz. I don't want to hear. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in the interest of all the choirs that we've invited to come on the show very soon, ignore him.
No, but we don't
Come and
know.
perform
You guys
the way
don't
you
know.
want
I'll
bring your
just
drums
Bring
and your
the drums.
saxophones and everything.
Please, because
do
we've
it.
invited some choirs who are probably thinking about changing the song they were planning to sing.
Yeah,
now.
right.
Yeah, but you see, that feel, that's what we needed, the traditional Christmas. I mean, next time, those looks.
So you now know Mike's age, by the way.
You know. Is it by that?
It's so old school.
That's what we love. That's what we love.
Yeah.
That's what we love.
All right. We're going to be singing carols over the next few days, so look out for our voices.
And back on your screen, and of course, it's entertainment news. And I have Foladili in the house. I like your dress, by
Your
the
theme
way.
song really does wake people up.
No, it does. Really, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's this one. This
Yeah.
one. Yeah, not the weather one.
No. That one puts it.
Okay. All right. So let's get straight to it. Kevin Ikeduba has been trending over the past 3-4 days.
Yeah.
And his message, as much as it seems it's new, it's kind of an old message, right?
And for those who don't know, Kelvin Ikeduba is he's a Nigerian actor. He does English and Yoruba movies. So he's one of those people that have actually crossed over. So I think if anyone is speaking about how Nollywood is fake, and he's actually been around for a while, so I think he would know. Yeah.
Let's listen to what he has to say, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, what's up, my people? It's Kevin O'Clock News. Truth be told, I dey laugh anytime I hear people say social media na fake life. When I say social media, it dey learn for where Nollywood dey. Nollywood industry, the movie industry, na there the fakest life and the fakest people for this world dey. If you think say I dey one of them, na your opinion, no problem, I accept. One I know dey fit dey help una sef. Nollywood people, entertainers. Una will see una sef, una fit dey assist una sef, dey live fake life, dey present una sef wetin una no be. Who tell you say you be celebrity, you wey dey form celebrity? Who tell you say you be celebrity? You don't ever enter market, riot start, or traffic start for inside market because of your presence. You wey dey act film wey your neighbor no even know. No even know whether they act film, they form celeb. See, make I tell you true. You never even be celeb, talk less of Britty. Mona change una ways. Love no dey Nollywood. Mona no dey pretend. If you don't like person, let her know say you no like am. Una go dey farm people no know una. Meanwhile, those people who own the farms, they farms us. Happy 219. If you don't like this video, stop me for road.
Okay, so I just have one thing to say about this. You don't need love to have a progressive industry. Do you?
I think you do. I think, no. Well, to be fair, okay, you make a very good point in terms of the fact that, look, we're here to work. Let's just get the work done. And you're supposed to be an actor, so whether or not we like each other in real life, let's just do the job and go. But then we're in Africa, we're in Nigeria, where it just makes for a nicer environment to work in. Look, let me just talk about that video real quick. Mike, that video killed me. Okay. When he said, you know when you watch movies back then and they're like, the president's daughter is coming in, everybody clear, like leave the boutique, she wants to shop. So when he said, who is stopping for you, like when you come into the market or into a place. But yeah, AY has also corroborated this story and this rant. And yeah, he reposted the video and then he wrote that, look, with the few years he spent in the movie industry, he's actually come to see that this is true.
Okay. All right, let's move from that to Simi, who just made a lot of people teary-eyed yesterday. So very, very fast. Let's take people through the timeline. Okay. What happened with Simi prior to the concert, during the concert, post-concert?
Post-concert.
Very
all
fast.
Right. So let's go all the way back to Sunday, right? So Simi live in concert, Simi live in Lagos concert happened on Sunday, and so it was at Balmoral Center and all that. Now this was what happened, and I'll tell you why I felt the need to mention where it was at, because So people got there, was supposed to start for 6, red carpet 6, event 7 p.m. So, of course, people got there on time because the next day is Monday, we want to go to work, right? So people get there and they start tweeting. 2 hours, we've been standing outside. No, we've not been allowed to come in. What's going on? And then people finally get in a couple of hours later. And then for about 4 hours after the event was supposed to start, so like 10:55 p.m., so almost 11 p.m., that's when Simi finally comes on stage.
Wow.
And people are like, what? This is no way to treat people. What is going on, Simi? We've lost respect for you. We're disappointed and all that. Anyway, so Simi finally comes out, apologizes on stage, and, you know, people are like, some people then tweeted, Simi came out looking like a butterfly. Look, we can't even be upset anymore, like it's fine. Anyway, so after the concert, Adekunle Gold put up a post on Instagram, a video of how while she was getting ready, and then he wrote about how, you know, at one of his concerts, at the last concert he had, exactly, logistics would go wrong, yes,
and all that.
and suggesting that was what
that was the problem.
Suggesting,
you see, my point is that he did quite well to stand up for Simi.
Yes.
Cool, yes.
Well, so Simi came out, wait. So Simi did come out after that, and she tweeted, I apologize, I'm really sorry, guys. I'm probably even more upset than you guys because I'm a perfectionist and all that. And an event happened, an event had happened before our show, and, you know, they couldn't get it cleaned up before.
Okay, and then she put up a video and she was also... I saw that video.
Yes, and then, yeah, no, I saw
I forgave her for her future sins. So for the next concerts that she will come late, I forgive her. But the point is this, Adekunle Gold or whatever, what I felt should have been done was, as at the time when people were waiting, a kind of apology should have been sent out. Like maybe a video like, look, I am getting ready, I'm sorry about this because people were waiting. But then kudos.
I agree with that.
It ends well. We forgive you for your future.
Exactly. I saw your comment, by the way. You're not serious on social media.
Okay, so moving on from that, of course, Davido. This is quite big. Why is it big for me now? He allegedly has been kicked out of NYSC of the program. You know, because he has not been, of course, on hand, or he has not been there on ground. But the interesting thing about this is how much of fanfare came along with Davido when he registered, when he enrolled, when he started the program. The fanfare was off the hook, and I think NYSC officials also contributed to it. Because they held a concert. I mean, look at him. He held a concert during his induction or whatever.
The fans behind him, like,
those were, you had his colleagues sitting on the ground.
Giving anything to be in that camp.
You know, the whole fanfare. He came in with a car, which is against the rules of NYSC. You don't come in with a car into camp. He came in with a Bentley and all that. I know the NYSC officials gave him special recognition and all of that. But did they do the right thing? Boot him out.
That is the question. And it's
if that is the case.
Interestingly, it's even much more than allegedly. Actually, it's even a more verified story.
Verified story, right?
So there's this popular event promoter in the UK, and he's come back to Nigeria to do his NYSC, right? And so he put up a post, and Davido commented, now so then cancel my own. No. That means, you know, that was how they cancelled mine. And he put a crying smiley. So suggest that, to even confirm that it actually was cancelled. I found it weird, even Davido wanting to sign up, you know, for NYSC.
Because you know that you either need an exemption certificate or you have to go for the program if you want to contest for some levels of office.
Where's Davido? Does he need that?
He might need it. Depends on where he's going to.
This is Nigeria.
Okay, but then kudos. I think probably they did the right thing there. Right? Okay, fast. Ricardo Banks.
Ricardo Banks has left Maven Records after 5 years. Yes, and he's moving on. And people are like, what's next? Well, he's, you know, made it known that he started his own label.
Yeah, that's his
Banks
logo there.
Music.
Banks Music.
Yeah.
That's the logo that you can see there. So kudos, all the best to him.
Do you think that it's too early for him to start
I don't know, 5 years, he might have finished, they might have left by mutual consent.
Do you think it's too early to start his own label?
Start his own label, he has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe, do you know if there's anybody that wants to take him? So we don't know the exact details, but the point is that he left and it seems that it's amicable. It was an amicable split and everything went well. So all the best to him.
Exactly.
Let's expect that we'll have
all the best, Ricardo.
All right, and then finally, the main man himself, after being arrested, after our video trended, our video trended, we trended on YouTube with all the views and all of that. But then, Small Doctor finally held off a wonderful concert in Nigeria. Why do I say wonderful? It was packed out, and it seems that it was very well organized.
Yeah, and people were worried about whether it would be a successful concert because of everything that had happened with the police drama and all that before the concert. But it seems successful.
Yeah, we have to move now. We have to move now.
Okay.
Okay, we have to move now. That's all. Thank you very much for that, Lily.
Thanks, Mike.
It's always great having you on Entertainment News. All right, there's still a lot more to come. We have parenting, and of course, Yomi is there on standby, talking about how parents can apologize to kids. That's quite strange. Yomi?
Thanks so much, Mike and Faladili there. Well, We've been talking about this since the beginning of the show, and I have Chris Arrow here who's going to be talking to us about whether or not we should apologize to our children. And let me just start and be honest with you.
Okay.
In all my years of growing up and everything I've been in dealing with my parents, I don't think I remember any point in my childhood or my teenage years where my parents ever apologized to me.
Yeah.
But I turned out okay.
Right.
All right. So, but this is the 21st century.
Yeah.
What are the rules here?
Well, I don't think you're alone in that experience because I also experienced that, right? But I think you turned out okay. Well, let me ask this before we go further. Do you find it easy to apologize? Not just to say you're sorry. I'm not just talking about your kids now. I'm talking about people in general.
Well, that's me personally. I like to apologize, especially in situations where I've been clearly wrong. I will apologize.
Oh, then you're a perfect exemption. You're a perfect exemption. Okay. Now, one thing that apologizing to your kids actually does is it boosts in them, all right, this emotional strength, you know, that enables them to socially interact perfectly. That enables them to be able to know when and how to apologize. It gives them a sense of empathy as well, you know, towards others.
So it gives them empathy when you apologize.
Yeah,
in a situation when
exactly, because you have this feeling, all right, where you put yourself in the position where you get to understand what the other person is going through. And kind of like play it back. What if it had happened to me? Would I not apologize? Now, coming to our children, a lot of us assume that kids are kids. You know, kids are kids. So, I mean, what do they know? You know, and we think it robs us of our authority when we say, hey, little dude, I'm sorry, I messed up in this area. Yeah. But what it does, it actually strengthens you in the sight of your kids. It makes you a stronger person. Because
so does this improve the relationship between
it does improve the relationship, because your son now knows that, or your child now knows that he or she can trust you. He now knows that you take into consideration his own feelings. He knows he's not just a statistic or a piece of furniture at home. You understand?
But one of the things that I think people are also afraid of in this part of the world is when you get down to that level. Last week we talked about being your child's friend, and whether you should be a person of authority or you be a child's friend. But in a situation where you apologize for something, a lot of parents also feel that that breeds a little bit of disrespect and disregard, because if they perceive that you're wrong in a particular area, they can then demand an apology anytime.
They demand an apology. Well, that's where parenting and you stamping your authority as a parent comes in. Right. I apologize to my kids all the time when I'm wrong, right? Now, if you don't do that, you're actually increasing them the potential for them to experience this thing we call cognitive dissonance. That's where you believe something and then your actions actually contradict what you believe. Now, you bring up your children to say, hey, when you do wrong, apologize. Right. This is our policy. These are the values, you know, we uphold in our home. And then your child, okay, this is what mommy and daddy say we should do. But then your child feels wronged, but you do nothing, you say nothing, you do not even broach the topic, right? So the child is in a state of conflict. Okay, so what do I do? How do I handle this? Now, apologizing to your child doesn't remove respect from you. It's about how you apologize and what you apologize for. Right. Now, if you put down rules and your child is upset because of the rules you have put down, you shouldn't apologize for the rules you've put down, because what you're doing is for the good of your child. But if, for instance, you put down rules, let's say you say, okay, you're supposed to watch TV at 4 p.m., right? And you're supposed to be asleep by 5 p.m. And then by 4 p.m., the TV is not on. You don't put on the TV. Meanwhile, you had promised your child the TV was going to be on. So in that case, if you say, oh, see, I'm so sorry, I know it's my fault, right? There's no big deal. I don't think that
So are you saying that I can't change the rules? For instance, I still don't want you watching TV at 4 p.m. I can change the rules. But you had already
you can change the rules, but you've already put down that rule. What you now say is, see, I'm sorry, it's not going to be 4 anymore, all right? I know I told you 4. We've lived with 4 for quite a long time. But now I think it's time for us to take it a step further. So it's not going to be 4, it's going to be 3. All right?
So basically what you're saying, what you're saying is most important here is explaining
explaining why.
Like breaking down the whys.
Exactly. It's not just about saying, hey, I'm sorry, but explaining the reason. So when you explain the reason, they get to understand. It actually even enables them, you know, it strengthens them, it strengthens in them the need to also be able to explain to others as well when they are wrong. Communication skills are very, very important, and it's from the home they get to learn it. So they get to see how you relate with them, how you talk with them. So when they upset someone else, maybe they upset someone in school, it's not a matter of, hey, sorry, or sorry, but,
exactly. Okay,
you know,
so
I'm sorry, but, you know, you're the one that made me do it.
Kids a lot. I see that a lot.
I'm sorry, but, you know, you're the one that made me do it. That's not an apology. What you're doing is you're still transferring the aggression to the next person. You're saying it's your fault I did this. But the point is nobody controls your actions or your reactions. You're the one that determines how you react to a certain condition. So you tell your child, if you're actually sorry, you're sorry. Hey, guy, I stepped on your foot. I'm sorry. Or I broke your toy. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm sorry I broke your toy, but why did you put it there now? So your child is now feeling guilty. So when next you're apologizing, your child is not looking at the apologies, looking at, okay, how is mommy going to blame me for this apology now? I'm the one that's making her apologize. So
I see what you mean. So I'm getting it right now. You're painting a clearer picture for us, and I'm sure for parents at home as well. Yeah. So of course, if you have something to say about this topic, hook us up on social media. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Let us know if your parents ever apologize to you, or if you're going to apologize to your children after this conversation. Thank you so much, Kusara, for joining us.
Thank you so much
for having me. Quick break now. We're going to be back for much more on Wake Up Nigeria. Well, we've got a fine gentleman sitting with us right now. Indeed.
Yes, we do. Now, indeed, a Nigerian actor and so much more. Taiwo Gaspar. Everybody has been correcting me. I've been saying Jasper since morning. Okay, well, he's no stranger to the Nigerian movie industry, and it's great to have you with us this morning.
Yes, indeed. So much. Wow, so you're
what?
A man of many parts, different things.
Model, actor, MC, compare, businessman, or join, everything.
Only me.
Yes,
oh my God.
The business actor. Wow. In quotes. If you Google business actor, you probably see his picture right there.
You know, one of the things that I'm always curious about is people who return to Nigeria, either from the UK or the US, and focus on a particular industry, especially maybe acting or anything like that. There's always a reason behind it. And sometimes, even while they have other jobs abroad, they just feel, look, let me go back home and make my own mark. Is that what you also felt as well?
Well, basically, I was in the UK for some time, but I never wanted to... the way you explained it was never my part, basically. I was in Nigeria for some time. I went on holiday. A point in my life, I wanted to do a master's in the UK, but at this time, I just said, let me stay back and follow my passion, which was acting, MC. I was just trying to exhibit my talent to the fullest, and I just took it. And
all right. It feels like there's a story there that you're coding. You don't want to share. So what was your journey like into the industry?
Basically, it was quite inspiring. I started in school. A friend of mine just said, Taiwo, you look good, have a great smile. Why don't you just try commercial modeling for starters? And luckily for me, my first job was in South Africa with Coca-Cola. And she was also a model there. We did a couple of jobs together. Yeah.
So the reason why I'm often called Titi Fanta was because of that particular commercial.
Okay.
So this is probably the only person that can actually confirm that I did go to South Africa to shoot the commercial.
Okay, for Fanta.
For Fanta at the time. Right. Yeah. So from there, you know, we completely lost touch there. I didn't know what happened after that.
Yeah, we did.
So how did modeling turn to acting?
Basically, I was on set for a brand. I don't know if I'm permitted to mention that here. MTN. Okay. And there was this white guy who just said, Taiwo, you remind me of Will Smith. You're a fantastic actor. Give it a try. And that was it for me. And then I just finished my degree. I was in Aptech. I was studying a course in computer science. And to me, after finishing, I worked for a I don't want to mention the name, a telecommunication company. And they were like, Taiwo, you're not meant to be here.
Okay. They just told you.
Yeah. And then I was discovering myself, and I was like, God, I want to do this. It's the time for me. Is it a sign? Let me just give it a try. And luckily, I resigned, and I said, let me focus on my career in entertainment. I started going for auditions. Lucky for me, out of 10, I'll get like 6 gigs. Oh. That was a good sign that this guy got what it takes.
Well, one of the things that, you've shared your story several times at different places that we've seen is you got a good relationship with Joseph Benjamin, and there were a number of things that he encouraged you to do as well. Yeah,
it did. And he was like, Taiwo, you got this gig, you got it going for you, give it a try. And I remember I was called up to for a particular project, Emerald, and it was just a Benjamin that was on that project before, but because he was so busy, they needed someone that looked exactly like him. And he just called me up and said, Taiwo, I think you fit this character very, very well. Yeah. Wow. And that was it. Before then, I'd done Tinsel. I played Greg. I was on Hush. I played Tag by the Mossy, the crazy presenter. So I'd presented on TV. But now I'm on TV.
Yes, you did.
With you guys.
Okay. One of the things that you've also mentioned before is that people cast you in a certain way, that when they see you, they know that, okay, this guy can fit into this role.
Yeah.
And that has been consistent throughout your career.
Yeah, but I remember playing a horror movie for Pians, Feast of Souls, and I also did for Common Man. It was nominated for EMVCA way back. I've done a lot, though, but basically, I think, yes, they see me, they cast me for a lover boy, a bad boy, playing a gangster, but for you to be versatile, you can't just be stereotyped. Basically, you need to find a way to do every kind of character so people can see you in so many spheres. Yeah. Because as a great actor, you have to look for roles that are very challenging. So not just only that. Yeah. I got this on the other side too.
Okay, so as quickly as possible, let's touch on this business side to you. So you're a businessman. We keep seeing it online everywhere. He's the business actor. What is the business? Are you in the business of acting, or is there other businesses you're into?
Well, business of acting is my first love. I have great passion for what I do. But I'm this kind of person that I feed on the shoulders of those who are there before me. And I know very well that I have people I look up to. Joseph Benjamin is a very good friend of mine. American actors like Denzel Washington, Mel Gibson, and other great actors. I look at what they do on the side and I'm like, this is what I want to do. Okay. Because I read business administration in the university as well, so I felt, okay, I have what it takes to go into this, go into that. And I love doing my own thing.
Like right now, what business do you have running right now? So this is Christmas. Are you doing retail, sales, importing, exporting? What are you doing?
I have a honey brand.
Honey brand?
Yes, I do.
So you have your own honeybees?
Yes, yeah, I do. I have a partner that owns the honey farm.
Okay.
But I work with him.
Oh, fantastic.
And I am also into fashion accessory as well.
All right,
yeah.
fantastic.
Nice.
Honey.
You're trying everything.
Honey.
Yeah.
It's good.
Honey is good for you.
Yes, it is. It is very good for you, actually.
Excellent. So we're going to be heading to the kitchen now.
Great.
Where hopefully, I think food is ready.
I like food.
Exactly. So we'll be taking you over to the kitchen, inviting you.
I'm
Please
really
join us.
just a honey matter, I'm just like, why honey? Why did you go into the business of
Because honey has a lot of benefits. If you want to lose weight,
oh wow,
you could use honey.
Instead of sugar, obviously.
Yeah, and you know what doctor says about
Okay, yeah, so
sugar.
Mike Sam will be joining us as well. Welcome to the
Hello.
kitchen.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Same here.
This is
All
Chef
right.
Ayola.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. All right, welcome to the kitchen.
good.
We have one more guest, Mike
Awesome.
Sam. She's joining us as well.
Hi, Maxwell.
Wow.
So please.
How's it going?
Just lemon?
Welcome.
Yes, just lemon in case you
beautiful
want to
voice.
It's
drizzle.
very healthy.
Yeah, if you want it on the fish, you can
Alright,
just drizzle
this
it
is
on.
Chef Ayola of AY Subs.
Yes, yes.
And she's made this wholesome meal for you this
Oh,
morning.
thank you so much.
Yeah, so here you have potatoes, fish cake.
Sorry, excuse me, hot.
Yes,
Don't let me burn
seasoned
anybody.
potatoes, fish cakes, and then we have our eggs, which will be ready in a bit, and our sauce.
No, it's
Great.
ready.
So
The sauce is ready, yes?
Yes.
Already?
Everything else is ready.
sauce is ready. Oh. Should I just
So like I
pour
said, it's
some
a whole
on?
song.
Or, sorry.
Yeah.
No, do you want to do it? Please do it. You do it.
I'll just put it on the side for them, just in case you guys don't like chilies.
So are we
It's a
making
bit spicy.
scrambled
On the
eggs?
side, yeah.
I love spicy.
Yes, we're just doing a basic
looks-
egg for them.
Smells
Whatever. You can do whatever you want
fantastic.
at this point.
I mean,
I'm getting in the Christmas
What are we
spirit.
supposed to do with the lime?
I like
You can
this.
drizzle it on fish. Lime
Okay.
goes really well with fish. And all this has fish in it. So this is the one at the bottom is a fish and potato cake. The one at the top is just pure fish cake.
Enough with the talking.
Seasoned.
Let's have you guys try this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Stuff from anywhere.
Like some
Okay, I
eggs.
think I'll start. I have an idea.
I think Mike, Yomi,
Okay,
and
hold
I
on.
will, deal with those eggs later.
Sorry,
Are you serious?
Sorry.
I don't know, man.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh no! Hey, why?
Already?
Why? Yeah, they're ready. See falling of hands now.
All right, so we have to round off the show now while this
I need to give you
exciting.
this. Celebrate.
You know what?
See why you need to come here every
Thank
day.
you.
Yeah.
Every single day.
A big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen
You
accessories.
guys are missing.
Nice.
And of course, Fola,
Very nice.
for taking care of the ladies, always on the show.
This
Well
potato
done,
I will
Fola.
not touch.
When you say taking care of the ladies, it's the ladies' hair.
How was it, man?
That's what he's taking care of, not
It's
taking
nice.
care of the ladies.
Yeah.
Some sour taste.
Just saying.
And well done, Chef Ayola,
Sour
for
taste.
doing a great job this
The
morning.
weather, but hey,
She did her
just for
best.
you guys.
guys not just smart flip. I flipped all
Oh,
the
please.
Flip,
You
yeah,
do?
flip. Let's see the flip. Let's see
See you
the
guys tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 a.m.
Nice.
It's been a great show. Thank you.
Bye.